Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tristan, and today we're hopping into the intro of this video. My bad, I should have left the shoe up there, but I left it down there for today. What we're going to be getting into is, again, the SB4 Navy, and have the prices finally settled for this sneaker right here. I know a lot of people have been curious about the sneaker hold, and, well, if this sneaker is still worth it. And my opinion is, yes, absolutely. Again, you have good opportunity to average down right now, be looking for these bulk sellers and be looking at large amount of pairs that are available online, right? And try and get a decent deal, negotiate with people. That's always something that I recommend, because again, this is a great sneaker. I think people are letting this one go for a little bit cheap. You look at the other colorway, it does very, very well. Of course, not every colorway of certain model of sneaker does great, but I think this is one that will do very well over time. It is still the exact same as the Pine Greens. Literally, if you want a pair of SB4s, why not go grab these? They're just as wearable as the Pine Greens, maybe even more. And yeah, just a nice pair. And again, I have the Pine Greens, so I like those ones a bit more, but if you were to say, again, these are better, I wouldn't disagree with you. I think that's a fair take. So why don't we get into it and discuss the SB4 Navy. If you guys want more content like this, again, feel free to subscribe and like down below. Don't forget, let's just try and hit 300 likes in this video. We're always trying to run into, the resale and, just kind of discussing like past releases or upcoming stuff, keeping you guys in the know. So if y'all want more content like that, check it out down below. Don't forget the Whatnot Labs. I appreciate y'all guys. That was a crazy statement right there. I appreciate you guys for the support as always on Whatnot. I think we hit 15K today, so I just got to say thank you all. Do not miss the SB4 giveaway we're doing this month. Again, we're literally giving away a pair of these for free on Whatnot just to someone that's watching one of our streams. I think it's towards the end of this month, so don't miss out on that SB4 giveaway, which is coming up. So I appreciate you guys and your constant support, and yeah, it means a lot to us, seriously. Or to me. I don't know why I say us. I guess it's because I eventually want to make a team for it, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what we got with this sneaker right here, and I appreciate y'all checking out those Whatnot Labs down below. Don't miss out. And shout out to everyone who tuned in today. And yeah, that's really everything I need to say. I hope y'all will enjoy. Again, my Instagrams, anything else are down below in the pinned comment. And, well, let's discuss the SB4 Navy. I got a little baby size here. So again, discussing this pair, this is literally like a size 5.5, I think. Let me check. I think it's, yeah, this is a baby, 5.5. So this is a baby size right here, but we're using it to display right here because, well, it works. So with the SB4 Navy right here, what we got? So obviously the regular box, nothing too crazy, same as the last pair, and of course the navy look with this sneaker. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with what this shoe looks like, and again, most are going for about $250 to $300 right now. Now, of course, when you get those larger sizes, 11.5, 12, 13, right, you aren't really finding pairs available at $300, right? Of course, there's maybe a couple out there floating around online, right? But most people, when it comes to above size 11, right, they're asking around $325 to $350. And if you're going through apps, right, that's what you're paying after fees, right, and ships. So keep that in mind. Big sizes are doing really, really well for this sneaker still, in my opinion. I mean, again, they're still above $300. That's a very strong market, personally. That's what I think. But aside from that, you guys can see Nike SB right here back by the heel, that navy or all navy look, right, with the white text. I think that looks very nice, and I love what we got here by the heel. Again, this is probably my favorite part about the sneaker, aside from the overall build and comfort of the shoe. Like, again, if you haven't had a pair of the SB4s, I heavily recommend them because they are mad comfy and they will last you a long time. It's one of those shoes that you put on, you're like, oh yeah, these are going to last me a few years, no problem. Now, most shoes are going to last you a few years, no problem, but they're still going to look good after a few years is basically what I'm saying. I've seen, beat pairs of Pine Greens, and I like the look that they have, you know what I mean? Kind of like that, skated, actually, they look really good skated. I mean, they are skate cheese, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, that kind of beat up, old, kind of like, I don't want to say like rusty, right? Because shoes don't get rusty, you know what I mean? But kind of that like old dusty look to them. Actually looks pretty nice on them. And I've seen it on this pair as well. Looks very, very nice. So I think with this sneaker right here, we got a lot of potential for the future. And, well, in terms of what it looks like, I mean, very, very wearable. I think we can all agree on that. So let's dive into the resale prices, discussing if the prices have settled recently, and if we have anything else coming up with this pair. Let's go. So as you guys can see, screen recording is up as per usual, but taking a look at this sneaker right here, so you can see the lightning bolt symbol is no longer there on StockX. That lets us know that the sales are no longer going as crazy for the shoe. But if you take a look at the market data, right, I mean, every day they're still selling very, very consistently. I mean, take a look at this, you know what I mean? They don't have the lightning bolt symbol, but they're still a very popular model. I mean, there's one selling every 30 minutes or every hour, you know what I mean, or less than that. So that usually lets us know, hey, we got a very strong market on these at the moment. But taking a look at the current sales, as you guys can see, between a range of about $220 to $300. So the smaller sizes, ones below size 9.5, are going for less. But then once you get above that size, really to size 11, that's again where you start seeing more progress. 11, I mean, look, once you get past 10.5, look, 292, 300, 299, 317, 300, you know what I mean? Like, those are all they haven't really moved much. They've been in, you know, kind of that 300, 350 range for a while. And even with the other sizes coming down another 30, 40 bucks recently, those sizes have stayed where they're at. So I think that's very, very telling and lets us know, hey, which pairs are kind of more available on the market right now in terms of bulk. It's not the larger sizes. It's not 11.5 plus. It's not 11 plus. It's mainly 6 through 9 or 5.5 through 9. Or I guess you would say 5 through 9, right? Or all the way to 3.5. So yeah, 3.5 of these would probably look crazy. I haven't even seen that yet. A 5.5 looks crazy, but yeah, I can't even imagine that. That would look pretty funny. But aside from that, I think, again, with this particular shoe, I would not be holding as many of the small sizes because you can just see that there's just been more of them available out there. That's why the prices have been dropping more recently. But I do think that the prices have settled. As you guys can see over this last week or so, right? Let's take a look. You can see they've started settling. So they were dropping, you can see up here at like 280, 290. Then you can see over the last few weeks, they've been dropping down here towards 240, 230 on average. And now you can see since about June 25th, June 26th, they really haven't been dropping much more in price. And I think that is very telling. That kind of lets us know, in my opinion, hey, this is probably a low point that we got. If it wasn't a week ago, then this is probably where the prices will be settling. I would say if you want to average down, now would not be a bad time. Obviously, I wouldn't go through apps, but there's bulk available out there. I know that for a fact. And if you can get decent pricing on it, like 225 or really under 240, I think this will end up being a pretty good hold for the future. I mean, this is a very wearable sneaker. Even in the small sizes, it'll be one that'll eventually go back to 300 bucks. Of course, it'll take a while because, well, there's just a lot of people selling them for like, you know, pretty close to like retail plus tax right now. So, you know what I mean? You gotta let that pass. And obviously the reason the reason that is, right, is because, again, bulk sellers, they're not paying retail and tax, right? So they're able to sell it for retail plus tax, right? And make a profit on it because, well, they're getting them for under retail and bulk or retail price at bulk where, you know, they don't have to worry about tax. Tax can be expensive, you know what I mean? So you got to worry about that sometimes. But that's what I can say about this particular sneaker. Again, the market is at 220 to 320 if you want to just be really exact. 220 to 320 right now. Sizes above 10.5 plus are the ones that are the best ones to target for the hold. So I would, again, personally be looking for as many of sizes 11 and above as you guys can if you're looking to hold this shoe. And yeah, the small sizes will eventually follow the big sizes once those ones start making progress. I personally predict that we could see, again, 11 plus start making progress early next year. I think, of course, Christmas time this year, they could. I mean, it's totally possible to go to 325, 350 bucks. But I think, again, there was just more stock of these than the Pine Greens. The Pine Greens are a $600 to $700 pair in the big sizes because they didn't make any of them in those sizes, really. You know what I mean? But they made more in these sizes for this particular model, or not this model, colorway. So understanding that, I think, again, it's just going to take a bit more time before we see these rise, but I still think it's a hold. It's the exact same as the last pair, and you saw the progress those made. Shoot, those are still making progress today. Those went up like another 50 bucks, I think, over the last month or so. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but crazy. You know what I mean? Like, those are still making progress. If those ones are still making progress, these ones can definitely make progress. Like, these ones just released, you know what I mean? So I would just give it some time. You got to let the prices settle, and they finally have as of recent, in my opinion, within the last week or so. So I think, again, if you give it a few months, we'll have some pretty good progress happening on these. Probably, again, early next year, midway through next year. I could see summertime next year, this being a hot sneaker. Well, maybe not a hot sneaker, but kind of like a sleeper one that creeps up in price. You get what I'm saying? People kind of come back to it, if that makes sense. I do that sometimes with releases. Like, I missed out on from, like, the last year. I'll come back the next year and go grab them. You know what I mean? So that's it. We will end the screen recording right there, and that is what I can say about the SB4 Navy today. Again, I still think this pair is a good hold. I mean, it's I don't know how to word it. Like, it's literally the exact same as the other pair. You know what I mean? Like, the other one goes for some pretty crazy prices. Of course, those ones did drop, like, I think a year and a half before these, so they had much more time to go up in price, right? But still, I mean, in most sizes, that's like a $400 to $700 shoe. How could these not at least go to 300, 400 bucks? You know what I mean? Like, that's not even a crazy rise. That's like 80 to 100 bucks on average in most sizes. You know what I mean? Like, that's not even crazy for a hype shoe. So I feel very, very comfortable with holding a shoe for that reason. I think people have let this one get way too cheap. And again, that's not a bad thing, because if you want a personal pair, go out there, get your personal pair. You know what I mean? Catch a deal while you can. I think you got a few months though. I'm not saying that you only got, like, you know, a week to catch a deal, you know? But don't be the, you know, wait until Christmas time type of thing, right? Because that's when you'll be the type of guy that pays the high. You know what I mean? So that's it. If y'all want more content like this, remember to subscribe and like down below, and let me know what you guys think about the SB4 Navy. Do you like this pair as a hold, or is this one that y'all are avoiding holding on to? Again, I feel like that this is a great long-term bet. Like, this is one you can just grab and not really worry about, because it's one that probably will slowly eventually go up over price in time, and I'm comfortable with holding a shoe like that. I got some time, you know what I mean? So that's why I feel comfortable with holding it. But let me know if you got this one, or is it just one that you have in your personal collection? Honestly, I need to just take one of my size 9s and tow them, you know what I mean? So I can have the set, you know what I mean? Obviously, I won't have the varsity red F&F pair, but I'm not gonna spend like $4 grand for that, so I'm good. But yeah, that's personally what I think. I mean, maybe I should do that. I don't know. Why am I talking like that? I don't know. I was like breaking that down like it was I don't know, like in a courtroom or something. But all right, let me just move on. So again, if y'all want more content like this, subscribe and like. We'll do more videos like this. I appreciate y'all checking out all the Whatnot Labs. Again, that is down below in the pinned comment. And what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Again, just leave your thoughts in the comments. If you guys have the shoe, if you're holding it, let me know. I'm curious to know. Yeah, that's really everything we need to say. Subscribe, like, though. If I didn't say it in the outro, then here we go. I'm saying it now. I'm pretty sure I did, so probably repeat myself right now. And shout out my cat. Here's another picture of her. I'll make sure to get a new photo for her today. Yesterday she was being a little bit picky, but it's all right. You know what I mean? No complaints. So we'll get a little picture of her today. She's actually sleeping right now, so being very good. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm T. Thank you all. I'll catch you guys in the next video tomorrow, and hopefully I will see you all then. We got a lot of work to get done today, so we're gonna go get it done. Do you know what I mean? See y'all tomorrow. Peace.